What's happening out of the park, baseball fans? How is everybody doing today? I'm so excited to see you all here. Welcome to the latest episode of The Big Rich Machine. I am Rich Grisham. This is all about the rebuild of the Cincinnati Reds, but it's not about me rebuilding the Cincinnati Reds. It's actually about my friend Alex Murray rebuilding the Reds because Alex is a genius at out of the park baseball. Alex, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. We're being overshadowed by all of this bets trade nonsense, but I'm doing good. Glad to be here, and let's see if we can make some bigger shockwaves in this bets deal.
So, all right. First of all, just come clean, Alex. All right. When
Yes.
when did you assume the role of player personnel management for the Los Angeles Dodgers? Because they're making trades like a certain Alex Murray that I know.
Well, I mean, they involved players that we looked at in our game as well. Guitarro from the Twins was somebody that we actually were very interested in picking up.
Yep. Yep.
Verdugo was also on our list, and Mookie Betts we ended up getting. So, technically we were interested in all three of those people. So yeah, I have my ways.
So basically, if you run a Major League Baseball franchise, you should hire Alex to run your team because he knows what he's doing.
Or at least I know the people that you're most likely than not going to be interested in. Yes.
Whatever it
Yes.
takes. Whatever it takes. All right, so welcome, Alex. This is going to be a lot of fun. What we are doing, for those of you who are new to the show, we are doing an Out of the Park Baseball 20 franchise. We chose the Cincinnati Reds right at the start of the 2019 postseason. We picked them up right from there. We have traded a whole bunch of players away. We've remade the roster. We've gone through arbitration. We've gone through the Rule 5 draft. We've signed some free agents. It's been
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And we are now ready to basically, this is going to be, and tell me if I'm wrong, Alex, this is going to be the bridge between the post free agents frenzy slash Rule 5 draft, the bridge between that and spring training. That's what we're going to
Yeah.
do tonight, right?
This is basically going to be the valley in between the high points. There's really not a whole lot we can do during this January, early February months. We're just going to be kind of seeing what happens. If people give us any trade offers, we'll be looking into those. But it's mostly just going to be us kind of making sure that nobody gets injured randomly these next couple of months. So we're good to go for spring training.
I like it. I like it a lot. So, one of the other things that we're going to do tonight, chat, is we're going to do some giveaways. We are going
Yeah.
to give away some perfect points. We're going to do that a little later. What's going on, Cardinal fan? What's going on, Brew Crew, Kevin? We're going to do some giveaways later tonight. I'm thinking three winners of 25,000 perfect points each. I'm feeling like that's what we're going to do. So, we're going to do that in a little bit. We'll set that up and we'll execute that, and then we'll give some perfect points away. A couple other things I would love you guys to know is that the show Out of the Park Now, the podcast Out of the Park Now, is we just released the latest episode right before this stream went live. Out of the Park Now is the audio podcast of Out of the Park developments where we talk a lot about our game, uh, our baseball game. We talk about our hockey game. We talk about the sport of baseball. We talk about all sorts of stuff. And one of the things that we also like to do is bring in members of the community to tell their stories of out of the park baseball. Because, Alex, I don't know if you know, but this past Out of the Park that we are playing right now is the 20th anniversary edition of the game. 20 years of
Mm-hmm.
making a game. So there's a lot of people that have been playing this franchise for a long time. And
Oh
we
yeah.
love celebrating those stories because there are many, many stories. And this past week, the episode that just went live, like I said, right at the top of this hour, we have one of the general managers of a team that's been in an online league for several years and in an online league that's been going on for well over a decade. And we just talk about that league, and it's awesome. It's like my favorite thing because there's so many people that have had so much fun and made connections in real life and virtually to other people through baseball and through out of the park baseball and through the online leagues and through the unique world that is our online leagues, right? Like we had online leagues before there were online leagues. And so the great thing about our online leagues is that they work and they exist and they've been around for a long time. And when you have one, you can bring it, forward. Um, However, also, I guess sort of the drawback of that is to change how that works would be, extremely difficult and extremely risky. So, it is, a throwback online league of sorts. So, but part of the charm of the online leagues, which is what he talks about in the show, is that so there, because of the sort of the way that it goes and the way that it operates, there's a uniqueness to the out of the park online leagues that he also enjoys. So anyway, that's what this week's episode is about, and I love it. It makes me so happy. And what I said before the episode started, and what I say to everybody here is, if you've got a story about out of the park developments, let's talk about it on Out of the Park Now. That's one of the reasons for the show to exist. So go check that out. And of course, it wouldn't be a Big Rich Machine if I didn't mention it. The Kevin Kennedy Show, Alex, where every week some schlub from Jersey, gets to hang out with a guy who, he won a division title as the manager of the Boston Red Sox, for example. Managed the Texas Rangers for a couple of years. Some names you might have heard of, like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
Nolan Ryan, Jose Canseco.
Just some baseball schmucks.
Yeah, just some people who played baseball you might have heard about. Every Thursday is the Kevin Kennedy Show, where I get to hang out and talk to Kevin, who is awesome. Talk about a great guy. Like, Kevin Kennedy is great, and he knows baseball, and he has opinions, and they are knowledgeable opinions, and he knows everybody who's ever been in baseball. He's the best. So check that out. That comes out every Thursday. All right, Alex Murray, are you ready to dive in to the Reds, the Big Rich Machine?
Yeah. I wish we had more of a gusto day today to be able to bring up some big.
Don't diminish it. Let's get in there and let's do this up right.
I feel like I need to make a big trade now. I'm being overstumped by real life. It just isn't fair. Nah, we already did our trades. We already got bets. We beat the real world to that deal. We got that deal done at the beginning. The rest of the world's just catching up. Come on.
Do we want to sort of start with our lineup, right? Like, just go back and take a look at what that lineup looks like right now?
Yeah, let's review what we've left off with last week, which was basically we've kind of gotten our team pretty solidified at this point. Everything's kind of in place where we want it. We've got, of course, we've got Posey behind the dish at this point. We've got the backup catcher, which is the guy we got out of the foreign leagues. He's going to be our backup to catcher. We've got Votto at first. You've got Senzel at second base. Shortstop's going to be Willy Adames. Third baseman is Moustakas. That was a good little pickup for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice little one right there.
I'll take that.
Yeah, you got Betts out in right field, Pilar in center, and Yoshioka. He's gonna be taught left field in spring training, and he'll do a really good job out there. So, it's a good squad.
Oh, by the way, yes, I did get the new chair, Magus. Good eye. This is a brand new chair. I'm celebrating a new chair on this stream tonight, Alex. Just so you know.
And is it comfortable? Is it comfortable, Rich?
It is very comfortable. Let me just say, the previous chair, just as a very brief aside that has nothing to do with anything. I've only been, working from home out of my home office for a few months now, right? So I didn't exactly have the setup. So let's just say the chair that I had at my desk in my office was not a comfortable chair. And when you realize that you're using that chair for 5, 10, 15 hours in a day some days.
Oh, yeah.
If you're using a bad chair for that amount of time, it's amazing how uncomfortable you can be. So I realized, I'm like, okay, it's time to get a new chair. So I actually went out into the world and got a chair. And it's not always easy to buy things, but in this case, it's turned out to be a really good experience. I got a great chair, and I'm very happy with it. So thank you, Magus.
Good.
I appreciate you noticing that, my friend.
Yeah, a good chair makes a world of a difference.
Totally
I used to use older ones, and yeah, they were bad. And then I got a nice mesh backing one with a nice cushioned seat, and I was like, oh wow, Perfect. This is really good. I could actually survive.
Yep,
I can do 7 hours of sitting down and doing nothing but work on a computer now. Thank
Exactly.
goodness.
Good stuff. All right. Sorry about that, but thank you. Good
No,
chat.
no, no.
Very happy.
It's the update from Rich at this
That's right.
point. So yeah.
That's right. So, so that's a great lineup. I'm very happy with that lineup.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
happy with
really
this
happy
lineup.
with this. There's a lot of places we can put people too, and that's something that we're going to be looking into for spring training. Is that people like Adamas and Senzel and technically Yoshioka can be trained at like, oh gosh, 4 different new positions. Yoshioka, we probably want to teach him all of the outfield positions. Senzel does need to play some center field and second base in spring training to get up to speed on both of those positions. Moustakis could be played at second base during spring training just so he has dual position ability. But we got so many of these young, flexible, like utility players who can also hit pretty decently. And it's going to be really fun to see where we end up putting them in the field because if someone gets injured, we've got backups because we can just slide people around and we'll fill slots. So
I
I'm really
like it.
looking forward to seeing how this goes.
I like it. I like it a lot. So, where should we go? What should we do in our bridge to spring training
Let's
episode?
see. So we should also review what we did last stream, just in
Okay.
case anyone didn't see this last stream. Basically, last stream we did the Rule 5 draft, which we
Yes.
picked up 2 new relief pitchers in the Rule 5 draft. We picked up we technically picked up Luke Leftwich and then dealt him away
For
to the
10 minutes.
Giants
All
for
right.
Kevin Pillar. Yeah, we owned him for like 2 weeks and then for 10 minutes. And we traded him both times. So that shows what we think about Leftwich. No, we like him. He's too good of a trade bait for us. But we did pick up Jared Miller, who's a left-handed specialist from Arizona, and we picked up Peter Fairbanks, who's a relief pitching option from Tampa Bay. And we'll see if either of those guys stay on the team past spring training.
That's right.
And then, of course, yeah, there was just that one last deal trade we did with the Giants for Pilar. They retained, like, what was it, 85% of his contract or something like that? It
yes,
was
I think
ridiculous.
you're right. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good deal. I haven't gotten it to go that high before in any of my attempts at trading for him, so that was good to see. But yeah, the pitching rotation looks interesting. A lot of our pitching rotation hinges on how well Luis Severino does. But right now we have a rotation of Gray, Castillo, Severino, Desclafani, and Hudson. And that's before we even
a lot of wins there.
It would actually be a pretty good rotation, pretty solid. And then we even have people like Genesis Cabrera and Alex Reyes on the back end, 6 and 7 mans.
51 wins.
So, yeah,
those 4 starters. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a good number. I think it should probably be a little bit higher. If I was hoping for something, I would have hoped for something a little bit more. But then again, this is the Reds, so poor Sonny Gray goes 175 innings on a 2.87 ERA and only gets 11 wins and 8 losses. So that's your problem right there.
Right.
You got good seasons from a lot of these guys, and they just didn't get support. Unlike Dakota Hudson, who got 16 wins on a 3.35 ERA.
Exactly right. Yep.
Not sure what happened there.
We'll take it.
Oh yeah, we'll take it, and we would take it again if he could repeat the same type of a year.
Now that we're going to be at the helm, darn right. I'm expecting 19 wins from Dakota Hudson, frankly.
I expect the most out of him at this point.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, at this point we're kind of done for any kind of moves. We've got all the people we're looking for, and we really don't want to make any more major moves because they would potentially really hurt our team build, unfortunately. Right. So I guess the first thing I'd like to do, Rich, is I'd actually like to do the Hall of Fame voting.
Okay.
If we could do that.
Let's do it.
It should be up and running right now since we're in like the early part of January, I believe.
Yes, we are.
So I'd like to go ahead and do that just so that we actually get that submitted.
Okay. So right to MLB Hall of Fame voting.
Yeah.
There we'll go.
This will be our first time as a GM and assistant GM doing this. My only requirements is that we have Helton and Walker on our Hall of Fame voting list. That's all I care for.
Okay.
No, we're not going to leave Jeter off.
You didn't hear an argument from me. Just so everybody.
Oh, okay, good.
It's clear.
Good. Yeah.
All right. So
I mean, they both deserve it in my opinion. I think they do.
So here's our opportunity. There are 51 players on the ballot this year.
Yes.
So how would you like to do this, my friend?
Um, Usually what I end up doing for Hall of Fame balloting is I look and see who's in their last season first,
Mm.
and I see if it's, worthwhile for me to vote for them. Just to give them one last chance. I like the idea that, hey, if we can get people off the ballot, that's nice as well. So actually, Matrim is correct. I would actually vote for Bonds and Clemens and Schilling and try to get them off the ballot because that just means there's more votes for other people next year. But that's just my opinion about that. You can do whatever you want. If you don't like the steroid users, um, you don't have to vote for them. They almost always get in, though, eventually, just because their statistics are so good in this game.
You know, not to do a whole aside on that, but I don't the whole steroid era is really difficult now.
It
And
is.
and where I sort of land on the Hall of Fame, rightly or wrongly, is that would these guys have been Hall of Famers had they not used
Mm-hmm.
used performance enhancing
Yeah.
drugs? And I think the answer is, if I think the answer is yes, I could see myself voting for them. In other words, Roger Clemens very likely had a very high number of seasons where there's no doubt that he was just pitching as Roger Clemens without any assistance. Same thing with Barry Bonds, right? So
Oh yeah,
that's
I
why
think
I
Barry
would vote
Bonds is
for
the
them.
better example of that statement. Actually, to be honest,
Right.
Barry Bonds was a 40-40 player long before he took steroids.
Right. Exactly.
Um,
But I mean,
he
I
just
think
took the steroids
Clemens.
because he needed the home runs.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I would go Bonds. I would go Clemens.
Hmm.
Um,
I like Bobby Abreu. That's just personally my choice. But then again, this is only his first year. But at the same time, you don't want to lose him to his first year. Um, let me see. Miguel Batista. Oh yeah, let's totally do Miguel Batista. Why
to me,
not?
and see, to me, Andy Pettit is a Hall of Famer.
Ooh, I would counter and say no. I don't think he makes the cut.
Okay. Like, and
But that's
again,
just,
the way that I judge Hall of Famer, again, Manny Ramirez, to me, that's an easy Hall of Famer. When
and
I
to
was
me, I would say
watching
no.
when I'm watching Manny Ramirez would terrorize you if he was not playing on your team. He was
That
he
is true.
was so good for so long. Gary Sheffield is another one. I would vote him into the Hall of Fame. I would vote Curt
Yeah, I
Schilling into
like
the Hall of Fame.
Sheffield. I would go for Sheffield if I had to. Yeah, I would go for him.
Andy Pettit was very, very, very good for a long time for some very good teams that won championships. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, we gotta vote for Kurt Schilling.
Yeah,
Even if you hate the guy, he was one of the best pitchers of his era.
yeah. I mean, there's people that people like and dislike up and down the Hall of Fame. The
Oh,
Hall of Fame
Vizquel.
is about baseball to me. To me.
Yeah, it is. It's about how well you performed on the field, not off the
Mm-hmm.
field, in my
I
opinion.
agree. I agree.
So yeah, I go Walker. I mean, I would go Helton, and I would go Vizquel.
You would go Helton,
Um,
really? Todd
I
Helton, huh?
I would go Helton. Most of the time, a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, but his stats aren't that good." Yeah, but he played his entire career in Colorado, which I have to respect that. When you play your entire career in one place, that has to say something for your dedication,
I
not only to
agree.
baseball, but to your local place that you played at. I mean, that's why people love, people like Cal Ripken Jr. and was Tony Gwynn on the same team for his entire career as well?
Yes, he never played
Yeah,
for
I thought
anyone
he
other than
was.
San
I
Diego.
I love players that do that where they don't their loyalty is so strong they never leave. And it's like that's good. That's really good. You
Yeah,
don't see that today. Just nobody does that.
I
So
agree.
I don't know. That's just one of my things I always look at. I'm like, were they more interested in the money than in where they played? Was that more important to them? I don't know.
Yeah, I got
Uh,
8. I got 8. I'm
you've got
comfortable
eight
with
so
my 8.
far.
I don't have to do
Okay.
10, do I?
You don't have to. There's no law saying you have to do more than eight.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm comfortable with those 8. Those are my 8.
Ba, ba, ba.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
submit this
and
ballot.
for a lot of the people that we leave off this first year, if we don't do Helton, if we don't do Vizquel, they're not going to be gone next season because this isn't their 10th year. But I think the only people who are 10th year are, oh gosh, who are the only people who are 10th year this year? That's
I don't
just,
know.
I think it's just Walker.
I think you're right, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Walker is the only person that actually is on his 10th season for voting. But yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Okay, so we got that submitted, so that's cool. Oh, we should have voted. We should have voted for Andrew Jones.
Well, I thought about Andrew Jones for a minute, but and I could be convinced about Andrew Jones again. Like Andrew Jones was very good for a while, and what he didn't to me. Just again, this is like a gut check thing, not a backed by stats thing. So I'm not saying it, but like when Manny Ramirez was at the plate, I was like, oh, he's gonna do something, and he did something a lot. He hit a lot of big, like he was just
He drove the
terrifying.
ball every single
He was
time.
terrifying to see him hitting. I was not terrified by Andrew Jones. Now, did Andrew Jones have some great years? Absolutely, but he wasn't a guy who I was being like, oh no.
Yeah, Andrew Jones terrified you when you hit the ball in his general direction. That's when you were like, "Oh, come on, seriously?"
Right.
That's a double to anybody else. Come on.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
That's why you were terrified of Jones.
I could be convinced. I could be convinced of Andrew Jones. I could definitely be convinced. No, I know Manny had no glove, but that's how good of a hitter he was, right? I'm not suggesting he was a good, right? But, he was a guy who, as a hitter, was absolutely one of the 5 to 10. When he was at, for like, 10, 12 years, he was one of the 5 best hitters in the league every year, right?
Oh yeah,
right?
Always in the MVP talk, always in Silver Slugger, at least getting Silver Slugger at least.
And he won, right? He won a couple of World Series. So yeah,
yes,
Manny's in. For me. Again, I'm just a guy, But Manny's easy for me.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's probably where my West Coast bias is different because I never saw Manny Ramirez play. I mean, he didn't. I didn't have any of that. Oh man, we have to play against this guy every single couple of weeks. For us, it was always the Dodgers out here. I saw Sean Green play. Jeff Kent when he was on the Giants and Dodgers. So Jeff Kent made more of an impact to me. He was a stickler in all of our sides out here in the West Coast.
Oh yeah. Former Met. He was okay with the Mets, and then he became a completely different player altogether out in San Francisco.
Yeah. So Manny had 11 years running where he was an all-star. That's saying
amazing.
Something.
That's
11
amazing.
Years flat of being an all-star.
Yes. Yeah. He's great.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
That's hard to do. And 9 of those, 8 of those years, I think he was a Silver Slugger. So.
And by the way, this is an argument. Well, this isn't the argument, but this is tied to another, not argument. Well, an argument. Sure, it's an argument I'm having with Tom Stone, the author of the book Now Taking the Field, who was out of the park now last week, where he put Jim Rice as the guy for the Red Sox dream team over Manny Ramirez. And I'm like, oh no, I got to. And by the way, no disrespect to the great Jim Rice. Zero disrespect to Jim Rice.
Oh, not at all.
Jim Rice is an amazing player. But again, Manny Ramirez, as a hitter for that 10 years, man, peak Manny Ramirez would crush the ball anywhere, anytime, off of anybody, especially if it was a big spot.
Yeah, I feel like that's almost more of a 70s, 80s compared to the 90s and 2000s kind of an era. Baseball has really changed a lot, even like the past 20 years. It's been amazing how I was born in 92. I've been around, loving baseball since pretty much 2000, and the game has changed just since even then.
Wow.
And,
imagine having another decade and a half on top of that. You want to see some change to baseball.
Oh, gosh. Absolutely. Yeah. Baseball changed a ton all the way back to that era. I mean, Jim Rice only had 14 full seasons.
He did have an MVP. He got an MVP.
He did have a couple of really good seasons.
Yeah. That MVP really sort of, that sets him apart.
Yeah, that 78 season in Boston, 46 home runs, 15 triples. But then the 6.9 WAR and the 139 RBIs. That's impressive. That's really impressive.
It sure is.
Okay, anywho, we're sidetracking.
Hey, look, this is what we do. This is what we do, right? This is good.
It
This
is what
good
we
stuff.
do.
Where are we going next?
So we've done our Hall of Fame balloting and we've gotten our votes in, so that's cool. I think we're good enough to go ahead and start simulating some more days and see if anybody gives us an offer for a trade that kind of rings our bell a little bit. There just isn't a whole lot else that we have left to do at this point.
All right. So
So-
then why don't we do this? Let me go ahead and set up the giveaway because I think
Good
now
idea.
is probably a good time to do that. So give me just a few moments for that. In the meantime, why don't I go ahead and sim ahead like to your suggestion? So let's go ahead.
if you
Let's finish
sim-
today.
We
Is there a
wanna go
date I should go to?
Up to if you go up to the preseason begins. That should be. I think
Okay.
it's still coming.
All right.
Is that an event that still has to happen in the future?
Yep, it's going on.
Let's do that. And then
All
while you want to set up the giveaway, I actually wouldn't mind talking about this bets trade. Because
Go
I know
for it.
everybody. Yeah, there you go. Another person pops in and is like, "Hey, what's the opinion about the bets trade?" So the latest that we know about this bets trade is that the Boston Red Sox are going to be giving away Mookie Betts and David Price, and I think it's an unspecified amount of cash. I haven't heard a number of how much they're going to be giving away to supposedly the Dodgers. So the Red Sox are giving up both of those players. What's going to happen is that the Dodgers did 2 trades today. They did 2 trades. And we'll see what happens with both of these deals. But basically, what people are going to receive, I think Foolish Baseball, his Twitter feed, just kind of explains it the best. The Red Sox are going to receive Gratterall, a starting pitching prospect from the Twins, who we actually looked at in our Reds series here. He's very good. Very, very good. Like a 4-star starting pitching prospect. Very good. Throws 101 miles an hour. So he's good. He's got some good stuff. The Red Sox are also going to get Alex Verdugo, which is I like him because of his first name only. Don't like his character, unfortunately. He's not a good team chemistry player, especially in OOTP. But the Red Sox are definitely going to like Verdugo out in probably right field to replace Betts, most likely. Gratterall can slide right into their rotation. He's very good for that. Yes, the giveaway is a ticket thing.
Yes. Are we ready? I am ready.
Go for it. Go ahead and set that up.
So we are doing 3 giveaways of 25,000 perfect points, and that has started now. So all you need to do to take advantage of the giveaway opportunity is enter exclamation point ticket.
Nice.
And good luck to everybody.
Yeah.
And by the way, we have a player designated for assignment whose DFA time runs out today. So we have to assign him or release him.
Nobody picked up Cologne. Wow, we actually snuck him. We snuck him by waivers. Okay, cool. We can just dump him to AAA.
Okay. He is being demoted to AAA Louisville.
Awesome.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
So continue with the trade talk.
I was about to say, I kind of want to finish this trade talk real fast. So
yes,
so that's what the Red Sox are going to get. They're getting Verdugo and Gratterall. So a starting pitching prospect who will go probably right into their starting rotation, I'd imagine. The Dodgers, in the end, are going to receive Betts to play right field. Price is slotted to become probably their number 5 pitcher. They've also gotten cash involved in the deal from the Red Sox, and they get a player from the Angels for a second trade that they did, and that's Rengifo. And we could actually look him up in your game if you wanted to really fast, Rich.
Okay.
That's Rengifo. Rengifo. He's a prospect from the Angels. He's an infielder, if I remember correctly. Yeah, third base prospect from the Angels. He's actually not that bad. And it's going to be interesting to see why the Dodgers dealt away Jock Peterson just for Rengifo. His last name is going to trip me up every single time I try to say it.
Whoa, he's quite a prospect.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's going to be he looks pretty average other than the avoid Ks. At least on my screen he does. And in the end, he's definitely worth trading for. Um, but he's not somebody that I was interested in picking up, I don't think. Mostly because he's very average. He's an average runner. He's got good base running. He's an average fielder. He'll probably play second, third. He's not tall enough to play first. So you got him playing him probably play second or third base. You might try him at shortstop, but he's probably a second base, third base person. Decent bat. He'll probably bat you 280. He'll probably also do you 20 to 30 doubles, maybe 15 home runs tops. He's going to walk a lot, which is good, and he's not going to strike out that much. So he's a solid pickup. He has such this is such a typical Dodgers pickup where they pick up someone like a Chris Taylor and everyone's like, why would you want Chris Taylor? Why would you want Max Muncy? These guys aren't that good. And then the Dodgers just like turn them into diamonds out of nowhere. And it's like, wow, how come no one else saw that? So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if Rengifo is going to do the same thing for the Dodgers, but he's got some pretty good prospects. And that was the second deal the Dodgers did, and that was for Jock Peterson, who has gone to the Angels.
That's right.
In all of this mess. And then the Twins pick up Kenta Maeda from the Dodgers as a part of that three-way deal with Betts, which I don't know if there's any money involved with that deal. I would assume there has to be. I don't see the Twins, picking up Maeda for just nothing, because Maeda's got a pretty decently large contract, if I remember correctly. Let me check. Yes. Maeda. He's got isn't 12? Oh no, he's only at 3 million? Really? Wait, really? Wow.
I don't know.
They got Maeda for dirt cheap. I forgot about that. Okay, never mind. They'll be fine then. I thought he was paid way more than $3 million, but I guess I was not aware of his contract. I assume all of the Dodgers are paid a ton of money, so that's interesting. But yeah, those were the two deals that happened 30 minutes ago.
There you go.
We'll see how those turn out.
Yes, we will.
Okay, so we can go ahead and keep simulating up until the preseason at this point.
We got ourselves a message from our owner.
We did.
Yes. He says as we get closer to the start of the season, he's reviewed the team's financial state. After seeing how our offseason has gone, he has decided to drop our budget from $164 million to $160 million.
Yeah, that's unfortunately what's going to happen, most likely than not. That's going to depend mostly on whether or not your team has a large market base.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to our front office,
mm-hmm.
Our market size, it's either average or it's below average.
Average.
It's average. Okay, that might actually go down, which is not good. But we'll see what happens. If that's not in a good position, your owner's going to be subtracting money. So, and that's something where it's not exactly in line with how real life is going. The Reds in real life are spending more money. They're up to $140 million payroll right now. Their budget is definitely not 160. So there's some stuff that definitely is going to have to get changed. For the game in OOTP 21 when that gets released, there will definitely be some budget changes. But for right now, that's most likely than not because of the fact that the Reds are just a smaller market team, and the GM wants us to kind of start cutting back on money a little bit. Okay. So I'm glad that we had some extra funds available, because that means that we're not out of funds at this point. Otherwise, that $4 million drop would have actually put us in a bad situation.
Okay.
So as you can see, we still have about $3 million left, and that's mostly because we did not sign Im, the one relief pitcher from Japan that we were interested in picking up. So him not being signed actually saved us from going under. So we're not going to make the owner's request of having, $18 million in profit. We're definitely not going to be doing that.
By the way, I'm not sure if you noticed, and I didn't notice it until Jefferson Jim pointed it out in the chat. The ticket price is almost a 50% drop from 2019 to 2020. Did we do that? Did you do that? Did we do that?
No, that was something that happened for doing a live start because of the fact that the Reds finished the season. What were they at percentage wise? Because they finished the season at a 463 percentage winning percentage,
Right.
the fan interest is down, which
Okay.
means that when the game is created, the ticket prices reflect the fan interest
Right.
to make sure that you're getting as many fans out of the game as possible. If we were to reset that back up to 40 at this point, we would probably only sell 25% of our tickets, and we would lose so much money for doing that. Now, when we get to when we get to preseason, I think it's either spring training or preseason. We can change that. We can't change it right now, but we might look at changing that when we get closer to spring training because you may notice maybe that there are some green increase percentages next to the season tickets projected and attendance per game projected.
Yes, I do.
And that is because we have turned around our fan interest and it's now a 67. So we've done a very good job. We could probably increase ticket prices and we would increase our revenue per game probably back up to closer to what it was last season without having to go all the way back up to $40. So we'll be changing that down the road.
Interesting.
It is something that happens when you start the game. I'm pretty sure what happens is OOTP does take into effect the average sale price of a ticket for last year, but then they have to take it into the engine and realize that that price doesn't actually work with the way that the world is set up in OOTP. So they have to edit those a little bit.
Okay.
So that's almost always below what it was the year before when you start a brand new game. To any team you go to outside of maybe the Yankees, it's almost always a little bit lower.
Got
But
it.
again,
That was
we'll
a
change
lot
that
lower.
down the road. So
Yep, that was a lot lower. So that was. I'm glad we answered that question and talked about that. All right. So now I should simulate again. Keep going
yeah,
through
we can keep
preseason, right?
going.
By the way,
Yeah.
again, there's a giveaway going on right now. If you enter exclamation point ticket, you will be entered to win one of three prizes of 25,000 perfect points. So I am going to go to. Where am I going? I think I'm where
So
we wanted to go. Yeah, we are on January 20th right now. So,
okay, so we are at the preseason because the owner dropped our budget a little bit.
right.
So we're good to go ahead and take one quick little peek at the free agency list. Actually, that's what we want to do really quickly. We want to go to MLB, go to transactions, and go to free agents.
Okay.
And we need to look for anybody. We want to sort it by potential at this point. And we're looking for anybody that has zero demand
Okay.
because we're interested in seeing if we can pick up people for free. That's our hope right now.
Got it. All right. So I'm looking at free agents.
Yes.
And how did I want to sort it?
If you sort it by potential, so the highest potential players at the top,
Right. So
there
that would
shouldn't
be
be.
Sangwa M and Aradas Vizcaino.
Oh, so Im is still available, but he's probably upwards of like $5 million now since the Yankees are going after him. Vizcaino almost always goes for like $3 million to either the Boston Red Sox or the New York Yankees. They pay lots for him. But you can notice that is that Cody Allen who wants to go for nothing?
It is.
Ooh, we should right click on Cody Allen
All
and
right.
offer him a minor league contract. He's probably going to turn us down, but just in case nobody's given him an offer and nobody wants his services, if we could sign him and put him in AAA, that's great. That's just
Okay.
another really good relief arm that we can try to get away with.
All
So we
right.
basically want to go down this list and see if there's anybody else that's also not having any kind of a demand because we don't want to guarantee people money. We really don't want to do that. What we're looking for are people that we can get for really free, for really dirt cheap,
Mm-hmm.
and aren't
Mm-hmm.
going to cost us too much.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be more of these people when we hit spring training. When spring training happens, a lot of people just go to just sign me now. I'll play through your minors. I don't care. Right now,
Okay.
everyone's trying to find a major league ball club they can play on.
Right.
Yeah,
So are
so
you saying we should go after like Don Nunez, for example?
Absolutely. Good catching prospect from Colorado, actually. I'm surprised they let him go. We should definitely offer him a minor league contract. He'd be a great
Okay.
example of that.
Same thing with who is that? Jacob Rom.
Yeah, he's worth it. He's already 2 stars. I think he is at least. Yeah. Yeah, he'd be a good one for us to offer that too. And again, these are all minor league contracts, so they're like I think they're like $70,000. So we could offer like 200 of these, and it wouldn't be a problem to our budget. So,
Okay.
and you never know when some of these people suddenly turn the corner. Your development settings are the right way for them, and suddenly they turn into a 3 star, 3.5 star prospect, and they actually could play on your big leagues. And you just don't want to miss these guys.
Okay. So anyone who doesn't have a demand, just offer them a minor league contract, right?
Only until a certain point. We don't want to go too far down the list because some of the people on the list are going to be minors players for life because they're just
So
not good enough.
how far down should I go?
I normally only go down until about 2.5 stars.
Okay.
I would
There we go.
look at the 2 star players, and if someone sticks out as like, oh, that guy's actually really good, maybe I'll take a chance on somebody. But more likely than not, I'm not gonna go down to 2 star players.
Okay.
There's no reason to do that.
Then we are all set there. What's happening, Sebastus? Good to see you here. Sebastus, hurry up and enter that giveaway before we shut it down. 3 perfect point prizes of 25,000.
Yeah.
All right. What's next, Mr.
We
Murray?
need to keep simulating all the way up until spring training and see if
all
somebody
the way to spring training.
All the way to spring training. We've made all the moves we need.
My goodness, this is so exciting.
Oh, it's going to be very exciting when we hit spring training. I've got lists and plans and oh my gosh, so many lists for spring training. It's bad.
All right. So we got I thought it said we got a message, but I don't see a message. Oh no, we do have a couple. Okay, so Cody Allen is deeply offended. So he will not be signing with us unless we offer him a big league deal.
That's okay. I don't expect him to want to sign.
Well, he already went ahead and signed with Washington anyway, so that's over.
Okay. Our offer was so late.
Jacob Rom.
He did the same thing.
Is not going to sign with us.
He instantly signed with Chicago. So
signed with the Dodgers. Sogard went for $74 million, and the Dodgers got him, for 19 million.
For how many years?
What is that? 3 years.
That's a lot of money.
Yep, 3 years.
That's like a $7 million contract a year. Holy cow! Yeah, we could never have afforded that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
all right. Let's do the giveaway. What do you say? I'm going to shut down the giveaway in 10 seconds. If you haven't gotten the ticket entered, you have 8 seconds left.
Do it now.
And meanwhile, I'm going to go to spring training. Or should I go to the Hall of Fame voting results? We want to see those?
Let's do the voting results. Yeah.
Let's see that. And then
by the way, we did get Billy Hamilton.
We did.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
So we officially have Billy Hamilton.
Oh, yes. You're right.
So that's really good. Oh, yay. And Bumgarner went to the Diamondbacks, just like in real life.
That's
awesome.
Cool. All right.
When OOTP depicts what real life did.
Who is ready to win some perfect points? I hope all you guys are. We are going to give away 3 prizes right now, 25,000 perfect points. When you win, just hit me up on Discord. Send me a message. I'm Rich G, and send me your username in the game, and that's how we do that. So 3. Are you ready, Alex? This is very exciting.
Let's do it.
All right. The first winner is Matrim 10. Congratulations, Matrim. Well done. Well done. All right, the second winner is Puck Stopper.
Nice.
Puck Stopper.
Nice.
A multi-time winner, I believe. I believe. All right, and the third winner, 25,000 perfect points, is Jefferson Jim. Boom. There you go.
Yay.
Look at
Very
that.
good. Very good.
Love it. Well done, everybody. Thank you guys for being in that. Again, hit me up on Discord. All right. So where do I go see the Hall of Fame results? I didn't see
So
them.
you'll have to go to MLB because unfortunately
Okay.
we've taken off some of the news reports that go to
Right.
our inbox. So you have
Right.
to go to news underneath of MLB.
Right. So who gets in? That's the question. Oh, Bonds gets in.
Yep. Bonds will get in. If you vote for him, he will get in.
Schilling gets in.
Yes.
Jeter gets in. And that's it.
Clemens didn't get in at all?
Clemens did not get in, and Larry Walker got dropped. Larry Walker was
Yeah.
68.4.
Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
We may have to do something about that.
All right, very good. All right, so I'm going to sim up to spring training.
Yes.
And then, my good friend Mr. Alex Murray, that is where we are going to end this week's stream.
Oh yeah, we have way too much to talk about and strategize for spring training. We're gonna have an entire stream just to set up spring training, and then another one to sim spring training. So, yeah, we have too much.
By the way, they want the Giants want to send Donovan Solano and Camilo Duvall to us for Anthony DeSclafani. I'm going to say no.
That'd probably be a no.
Yeah, that's a big fat no. Okay. All right. So back to getting us to spring training, where we want spring training begins, right? Because right now we're January 29th.
Yep, that's correct.
We keep getting the personal messages.
Just a small little note: $19.8 million for Ozuna to go to the Padres for 1 year. Very reminiscent of his like $18.6 million 1 year deal with the Braves.
Another trade proposal. This one from the Cubs.
Oh.
They want to send us Addison Russell and Rafael Mejia for Anthony DeSclafani. Nope.
That's a no.
Nope, not
doing
If
we needed a shortstop, maybe I'd think about that, but no.
Nope.
Plus,
agreed.
I'm not a huge fan of Russell, so... Wow, the Rockies traded away Mick Mahone.
The Braves want to send us Darby Swanson for Sal Romano.
Ooh, that's actually tempting. Oh, Sal Romano has almost no place on our team at this point. But Dansby Swanson would not start at shortstop, and he would get very upset, and there's really no reason why we need him.
Good. Keep on going.
I would say no. I can't. Even though I really like that deal, we could trade Sal Romano for probably someone better at this point.
All right. I think... Oh, we have a starting pitcher discovered by our scout.
Ooh, how good.
A 16-year-old starting pitcher named Juan Delgado.
Okay. Can you go to his profile page
6
really fast? I'd
4.
love to see this guy.
6'4".
Ooh.
All right. So here are the ratings. And here's OSA and here's our scout. So you can see some pretty significant differences. OSA loves him.
Oh, yeah.
OSA loves him.
Wow. Okay, our head scout actually does like him a little bit too. Good 2-pitch player at the moment. OSA, nice. OSA thinks he has 3 pitches. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. See, this is where we put all that money into our international discoveries for our scout. This is where you're going to start to see some of those results come in. Suddenly, there's a pretty decent little prospect now popping up into our international discoveries roster.
What do we do here?
We're going to keep him on our international roster for right now. He needs to develop because he's probably, 16? Was he 16?
16?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's a left-handed thrower too. So he needs more time to develop. So we're not going to touch him for right now. He's on our team. He doesn't go anywhere else. We signed him. He's ours. But we're not going to put him on any of our rookie systems because we don't want him to get bombarded with the rookie system right now. He'd get killed. Not killed. He would get really destroyed. which is another way of saying killed, but he would
Right.
not have a good time in the rookie system, basically. Let's just say that.
Right.
So you keep him in your player development team, which is
Great.
separated, and it's your international squad, basically. And he'll develop more in there every single year. And then when he hits 18, he will be pushed into our rookie system for us.
All
So
right.
cool. That's
Who-
great. I was hoping we'd find somebody like that.
I made a mistake and I hit finish today, and we played our first
Oh,
spring
no.
training game.
Did we win?
I don't know. I'll tell you in a second. We did.
Good. All right. Then it's worth it.
All right.
Good grief.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
I did not realize. Yes, we won. We won our first spring training game. Spring training has accidentally started, everybody. I'm sorry, but this is where we're going to stop.
In
This is
extra
where we're gonna
innings,
stop.
too. Nice.
There you go. There we go. Who did what? That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
If you just go
That's
to
the one.
the box score,
Yeah,
that
that's
should
what I
show
meant to
us. That'll show us what we're looking for.
do. Yep. Wow. 13 innings.
Yeah.
My goodness. Wow, look at the size of that box score.
Oh yeah. A lot of the players are going to be replaced in the middle of the game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a traditional spring training
Spring
kind
training,
of
first
atmosphere.
game, absolutely. Yes, I get it. Everybody plays, everybody pitches. I'm actually shocked that Gray and Scherzer both went 4 innings, but stretching out their arms a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, my friend, that is where we are going to stop, and we'll sort of quote unquote officially kick off spring training next week. Right here, live, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. The Big Rich Machine. Alex, thank you so much, my friend. This was fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was great.
Loved it. And thank you for your excellent trade coverage as well, in real life trade
Absolutely.
coverage. Well done. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun. We're going to do this again next Tuesday. And by the way, you guys are here. A lot of you also come to the other show, which is the Perfect Team Playoff Push. We're here Thursday night. I'll be right here Thursday night trying to once again break through and win that elusive Perfect League championship. I made it to the divisional round and lost last week, and made it to the LCS the week before and lost. So maybe this is the week, Alex. So look for that Thursday. I think it is Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Perfect Team Playoff Push. And next Tuesday will be the next episode of The Big Rich Machine, which is what this show is. And Alex, thank you very much for being here, my friend. I appreciate it. What do you say we do this again next week? Spring training?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Love it. Fantastic. Thank you guys very much for being here. Again, congratulations to our winners tonight. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for just being awesome. And we'll see you again next Tuesday night, as well as everywhere else around the out of the park baseball world. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.